shelves ranging from supermarkets to clothing stores are carefully engineered to make customers spend more. Most marketers have a well-established scheme for consumer behaviour within the shop. I will be focusing my presentation on the layout of a supermarket to exhibit the dangerous manipulative and psychological game that is played even before you have entered the store. This form of gamification may seem much more advanced than that of Pokemon Go, as shoppers may not even be aware that they are entering a game. When arriving in the vicinity of a supermarket, the customer or game player is guided into the store from a large bold sign outside. At the entrance, the first option is whether to select a shopping cart or a basket. This technique, used by the designers, is manufactured to make the customer spend more and allows the option later in the game to purchase larger, perhaps more expensive items. A big bold sale sign greets the player and will usually be tailored to seasonal preferences, for example, chocolate eggs around the Easter period and pumpkins around Halloween. These limited time offers are used to increase your sense of urgency in making a purchase. This time restraint can seem very game-like. Fruit, vegetables and flowers are almost always at the entrance, portraying an image of freshness and healthiness. Having the produce at the front of the supermarket definitely isn't for the convenience of the shoppers, as your softer fruit and veg are more likely to get squashed at the bottom of your trolley. To gamification companies, it doesn't matter whether gamification works. What matters is whether selling gamification is profitable. Fresh foods from the seafood and butchery sections are usually found around the edges of the supermarket or towards the back aisles. This gives the player enough time to get distracted before they are led to their desired section. Aisle ends are always full of special offers, impulse buys or themed foods. As the player walks around the aisle, they are greeted with an array of reduced products or special offers which may tempt them, acting as a form of reward. Once shoppers start walking through a store's maze of aisles, they are conditioned to walk up and down each one without deviating. The bright colours used within aisles replicates the colours commonly seen in some games, glowing, cheerful and keeping the shopper playing. Accompanied by the bright lights reflected down on these colours, they are made more vibrant. Supermarkets like to hide dairy products and other essentials on the back wall, forcing you to go through the whole store to reach them. Creators use this psychological maze to profit by controlling its customers. This element of control is seen in many types of gameplay, having no option but to follow the designer's path. Studies show that slow music makes people shop leisurely and spend more. Loud music hurries them through the store and doesn't affect sales. Classical music encourages more expensive purchases, perhaps similar music to that which can be experienced when playing a game. Music in this context is used to control the player's movement and mood. Anything a store really wants customers to buy is placed at eye level. This is positioned at the forefront of your vision, more like an online game, directing your gaze to the critical produce. Other food, not at this important level, are treated more like peripheral information. The checkout line relies on customers succumbing to the candy and magazine racks while they wait, or being pressured by young children to buy sweets if they haven't already been successful, potentially creating a multiplayer environment. Finally, there is the persuasive loyalty card, rewarding the player with points. It is used by the game designer to force players to keep returning, but the player sees it as filling up their progress bar to gain more points, getting more achievements. Gamification is an intentionally ugly word, and is the application of game design components and game principles, particularly in a non-game context. Using these design elements that commonly exist in a typical game, designers can deploy strategies to engage the player in game-like simulations, such as receiving rewards, achievements, including rules and choice options. The purpose of this game is to spend more, but can it really be considered a game? Overall, I find it difficult to argue that modern-day shopping experiences are not gamified. There is a clear intent by the game designer or shop owner to give the shopper or player a game-like familiarity. There are techniques which can relate to Calloy's second distinction of play, Ludus, as there are clear, recognised goals formed from the company and evidence that a supermarket maze is structured in a way to make shoppers have a fun but rule-bound form of play. The idea that within a game we are full of purpose, motivated by clear goals and required to develop resilience in the face of obstacles. But what if we do not know we're playing a game? If stores have been manufactured to have game-like features, then are we unwillingly entering a psychological form of gamification?